Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. You ready to get into it today? It's a big one.
Oh, yeah. Always ready.
Today we are tackling nonverbal communication.
Lots to unpack there.
I know, right? Because it's something that we all do, whether we realize it or not.
Right.
And so much of how we interact with each other is based on these nonverbal cues.
Absolutely. And you know what's fascinating is that body language. It's like this secret language we're all speaking.
Ooh, I like that.
Whether we realize it or not, we're sending and receiving these signals constantly.
Yeah,
And they can have a huge impact on how others perceive us.
totally. I think about like first impressions.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you walk into a room and people are already sizing you up.
Absolutely. Even before you've said a word.
Exactly. Before you've even opened your mouth to say hello.
It's amazing how quickly we form those impressions.
So what can we do to make sure we're making a good first impression? Like, what are some of the things we should be thinking about?
Well, posture is a great place to start. Standing or sitting up straight, shoulders back, it instantly conveys confidence.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. It's like you're taking up space.
Exactly.
Not in an arrogant way, but just in a way that says, like, I'm here.
You're present.
I'm present.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I deserve to be here.
Yeah. You're not trying to shrink yourself or anything.
Exactly. And it's not just about how others perceive us. Studies have shown that good posture can actually boost our own confidence levels.
Oh, interesting.
Reduce stress. So if you're feeling a bit nervous before a big meeting or presentation,
Oh, this is a good tip.
try standing tall with your shoulders back for a few minutes.
Okay, we'll try that.
You might be surprised at how much it helps.
Power posing in the bathroom before I go in for the big meeting.
Exactly.
All right, so posture check.
Yeah.
What about eye contact?
Ooh, eye contact.
Because I feel like there's a fine line
There is.
between making good eye contact and then being a little too intense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. Eye contact is crucial for building rapport. Showing that you're engaged, but you're right, there's a sweet spot.
Yeah, too much can be creepy.
Absolutely. Too much can be intimidating, while too little can make you seem disinterested.
Or like you're hiding something.
Exactly. Or even untrustworthy.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a balance to be struck.
Yeah. So what's the trick? How do we find that sweet spot?
Well, instead of focusing on maintaining constant eye contact,
Okay.
which can feel a little forced,
Yeah.
try shifting your gaze naturally between the other person's eyes and their mouth,
Okay.
forming a sort of triangle shape.
The triangle gaze.
Yes.
I like it.
It allows for these moments of connection without feeling too intense.
Yeah, I feel like I've been on the receiving end of that laser focus before where someone's just like
It can be a little unnerving.
staring right through you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the triangle gaze, we'll try that.
Yeah.
What about smiling? Because I feel like everyone says smile more,
Yes.
but sometimes I feel like I'm just like plastering this fake smile on my face.
Yeah. And that can be even worse.
It doesn't feel genuine.
It can feel disingenuous, and people can pick up on that.
Yeah. So how do we do the genuine smile?
Well, the key is to really feel it.
Feel it in your soul,
Think about something that makes you happy.
like this podcast.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
this deep dive,
Yeah.
or, a loved one, a funny memory,
A puppy.
a puppy, exactly. And let that warmth spread through you,
Okay.
and it'll naturally show up in your smile.
Okay, so genuine smile.
Yeah.
Check. What about all the other facial expressions that we're making?
Oh, there are so many.
I know.
Mm.
Are there any that we should be particularly aware of, or
Well, even something as simple as raising your eyebrows can be a powerful cue.
really?
It shows that you're curious
Oh.
and engaged in what the other person is saying.
Huh. Never thought about that.
And even a furrowed brow,
Okay.
which might seem negative, can actually be a good thing in certain contexts.
Right.
It can signal that you're really thinking about what's being said,
Oh.
or that you're confused and need clarification.
So it's not about like erasing all of our expressions.
No, it's just about being mindful. Exactly. It's about being mindful of what they're communicating
Yeah.
and using them intentionally.
Interesting. Okay, so we've talked about posture. We've talked about eye contact, smiling, raising our eyebrows strategically. What about hand gestures?
Oh, hand gestures.
Because I feel like some people are just like really animated with their hands and other people are like
Yeah,
a little more subdued.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's definitely a personal style element to it,
Yeah.
but there are also some general principles that can help us use hand gestures more effectively.
Okay, like what?
For example, open palms tend to be associated with honesty and trustworthiness,
Oh, interesting.
while closed fists or pointing fingers can come across as aggressive
Makes
or
sense.
confrontational.
Yeah, so again, it's about being aware of the message that our hands are sending
Exactly.
and making sure that it aligns with what we're trying to communicate verbally.
Precisely. And it's not just about what we do with our hands.
Right.
It's about what we do with our entire body.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Have you ever heard of mirroring?
Mirroring.
It's this fascinating technique where you subtly mimic the body language of the person you're talking to.
Wait, really? Like I copy their every move?
Not exactly.
Oh.
It's not about mimicking every single gesture.
That would be weird.
That would definitely be weird.
Yeah.
It's more about subtly reflecting their overall posture and energy.
Okay.
So if they lean forward, you might subtly lean in too.
Okay.
If they have a more relaxed and open posture, you might mirror that as well.
So it's about creating a sense of connection
Yes.
by subtly aligning our body language with theirs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It taps into our innate desire to connect with people who are like us.
Fascinating. Okay, I'm going to have to try that one out. I've heard about power posing.
Ah, yes, the power pose.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. It's become quite popular in recent years, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that standing in a powerful pose, like with your hands on your hips or your arms raised in a V shape, for even a couple of minutes can actually lower stress hormones.
Really?
And boost confidence levels.
It's like a little trick to psych ourselves up
Exactly.
before a big event or something.
It's a way to use our body language to influence our mental state.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
We've talked about posture, eye contact, facial expressions, hand gestures, mirroring, power posing. It's a lot.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. So is there anything else, or are there
Yeah.
any like specific things that we can do to kind of incorporate all of this into our daily lives?
Absolutely. One of the simplest and most effective things you can do is to become more aware of your own body language.
Okay.
Pay attention to how you're standing, how you're sitting, what you're doing with your hands and face.
Okay.
And when you're interacting with others, try to be more conscious of the signals you're sending.
Yeah.
Are you making eye contact? Are you smiling? Are you using open and inviting body language?
So just becoming more mindful of those nonverbal cues that we often send out on autopilot.
Precisely.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we practice, the more we can use our body language intentionally
Okay.
to create the impressions we want to make
Yeah.
and build stronger, more authentic connections with others.
This has been fascinating. I feel like I've learned so much already, but we've only just scratched the surface, haven't we?
We have. There's so much more to explore.
I can't wait to dive even deeper into this world of nonverbal communication.
Me too. And next time we'll shift gears a bit and explore the art of active listening.
Ooh, yes, which is just as important, if not more so,
Absolutely.
than mastering our own body language.
It's all connected.
I'm all ears. I'm ready to learn how to truly listen, not just hear.
That's the key.
We'll be right back after a quick break.
You know, we often think of communication as this two-way street, but it's really more like a dance.
Ooh, a dance. I like that.
Yeah, it's about being in sync with the other person,
Okay.
responding to their cues,
Yeah.
and creating this sense of flow and harmony.
Okay, so speaking of flow and harmony, I'm really curious to learn more about this active listening thing.
Yes.
Because I know it's something that I could definitely improve on.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I find myself like thinking about what I'm going to say next
Oh, yeah.
instead of really like tuning in to what the other person's actually sharing.
Because that's so common.
Yeah.
You know, our minds are wired to kind of jump ahead, to
Right.
plan and strategize.
Yeah, we're always thinking about like the next thing.
Exactly.
Uh,
But the magic of active listening
Okay.
happens when we can really quiet those mental chatter
mhm.
and truly be present with the other person.
So it's about being fully present in the moment,
Yes.
both physically and mentally.
Absolutely.
But how do we actually do that?
Mm.
Especially in a world that's so full of distractions.
It's tough, right? Well, one of the most powerful things you can do is simply decide to listen.
Okay.
Make a conscious choice to put away your phone,
Yeah.
close your laptop, and give the other person your undivided attention.
I feel like that's such a gift in this day and age.
It is. It's a gift. It seems so simple, but it can be incredibly transformative.
So it's like we're really giving them the gift of our presence
Exactly.
without any distractions or interruptions.
And that makes people feel really heard and valued.
Yeah, and it's not just about being quiet while they're talking
Right.
about. It's about actively engaging with them, both
Yeah.
verbally and non-verbally.
Absolutely.
Okay, so What are some of the key things that we can do to really show that we're actively listening?
Well, making eye contact is crucial.
Yeah.
It shows that you're focused and interested in what they're saying.
Right.
And don't forget about those subtle nonverbal cues like nodding your head or tilting your head to the side.
Oh, yeah.
Just little things that can go a long way.
I notice when people do that when I'm talking,
Hmm.
it makes me feel like they're really with me.
They are. It's like those little breadcrumbs
Yeah.
that lead the speaker back to you,
I like that.
assuring them that they haven't lost you in the woods.
Okay, so those little nonverbal breadcrumbs to show them that we're on the path together.
Yeah.
What about verbal cues? Is there anything that we can say
Yeah,
to kind of show that we're listening?
absolutely. Using verbal affirmations, because like, or I see,
Right.
or tell me more,
Oh, yeah.
can be really effective in encouraging them to continue sharing,
Right.
letting them know you're following along.
So it's like we're giving them those little nudges of encouragement.
Exactly.
Like, I'm here with you. Keep going.
Exactly.
Okay. What about when they pause? Like, should we just jump in with our own thoughts or?
That's a great point. When the speaker pauses,
Yeah.
instead of jumping in with your own thoughts,
Okay.
try paraphrasing what they just said.
Oh, okay.
So it shows that you're not just hearing their words,
Right.
you're
Yeah.
actually processing and understanding them.
Okay. So, like, if someone says, I'm feeling really overwhelmed with work lately,
Mm-hmm.
I might respond with, so it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a way of reflecting back
Right.
what you've heard,
Yeah.
ensuring that you're on the same page.
And it gives them a chance to clarify, too,
Exactly.
if I've totally misunderstood.
It helps avoid those communication breakdowns. That can happen when we assume
Right.
that we've understood something,
When really we haven't.
but we really haven't.
Yeah, this is so helpful. I'm already starting to see how much more engaged I could be in my conversations
Mm-hmm.
if I really focus on practicing these active listening techniques.
And you know, active listening isn't just about making the other person feel heard.
Okay.
It can actually help us become better communicators ourselves.
How so?
Well, when we truly listen to others,
Yeah.
we open ourselves up to new perspectives and ideas.
Right.
We learn to see the world through different lenses,
Okay.
which can broaden our own understanding
Okay.
and make us more empathetic and compassionate communicator.
That's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that. It's like active listening is a gift we give not only to the other person,
Yes.
but also to ourselves.
It is-
I like that a lot. And sometimes I feel like the best thing to do is to just be quiet for a minute,
Yes.
let things sink in.
Absolutely.
Like instead of immediately having to like jump in with a response.
Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do in a conversation is simply pause
Yeah.
before responding.
You take a breath.
Exactly. Instead of immediately jumping in with our own thoughts or opinions.
Right.
Taking a moment to reflect on what the other person has said shows thoughtfulness and respect.
Yeah, and it gives us a chance to actually formulate a more
Yes.
intentional response
Yeah.
rather than just like reacting.
Instead of just reacting impulsively.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, I'm really struck by the power of silence in communication.
Yeah,
Like we're creating a space for something bigger than ourselves to kind of emerge.
it is. Like we're tapping into this deeper level of communication,
Okay.
one that transcends language,
I love that.
connects us on a soul level.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of being fully present,
Mm-hmm.
making eye contact, using verbal affirmations, paraphrasing,
Yes.
embracing the power of silence.
Yeah.
Is there any place where these active listening techniques are especially important? Like, are there any specific scenarios that come to mind?
Absolutely. Let's start with a situation we can all relate to,
Okay.
resolving a conflict.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah. Whether it's a disagreement with a coworker,
Yeah.
a misunderstanding with a friend,
Uh,
or a heated debate with a family member,
right.
active listening can be a game changer.
Okay, I'm all ears. How can we use active listening to kind of navigate those tricky conversations more effectively?
Well, first and foremost, it's important to go into the conversation with a genuine desire to understand the other person's perspective.
Even if we don't agree with them?
Even if you don't agree with them,
Okay.
try to put yourself in their shoes.
Easier said than done sometimes,
You're right, it takes practice.
especially when emotions are running high.
Absolutely. But the more we can cultivate that sense of empathy
Yep.
and understanding, the
Mhm.
more likely we are to find common ground, reach a resolution that works for everyone involved.
So like instead of trying to win the argument or prove our point,
Right.
we're really shifting our focus to truly listening,
Exactly.
trying to understand where they're coming from.
And that's where those active listening techniques we talked about earlier
Yeah.
come into play. Making eye contact, nodding our heads,
Yeah.
using verbal affirmations, paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
All of these things can help us stay engaged.
Yeah.
Show the other person that we're genuinely trying to understand their perspective.
And taking those pauses is especially important, I imagine,
Absolutely.
when we're in those heated moments.
Especially when we're feeling triggered or defensive.
Yeah.
It's so easy to react impulsively,
Yeah.
say things that we later regret.
Oh, yeah. Been there.
But when we take a moment to pause and breathe before responding,
Take a breath.
yes, we give ourselves a chance to calm down,
Right.
formulate a more thoughtful and compassionate response.
It's like creating that space between stimulus and response.
Exactly. Allows us to choose
Yeah.
how we want to react,
Rather than just like,
rather than just reacting on autopilot.
yeah, I like that a lot. This is so insightful.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see how active listening can be such a powerful tool
Mm-hmm.
for building stronger relationships
Absolutely.
and navigating difficult conversations with more grace and understanding.
It really is.
Okay, so active listening isn't just for conflict situations though, right?
Right. It can be incredibly valuable in any conversation where we want to build rapport
Okay.
and connect with the other person on a deeper level.
What other scenarios come to mind?
Well, think about job interviews.
Okay.
When we actively listen to the interviewer,
Mm-hmm.
we're not just gathering information about the role,
Right.
we're also demonstrating our interest,
Uh-huh.
our engagement,
Right.
and our ability to connect with others.
So it's not just about like answering the questions correctly.
Right.
It's about showing that we're truly present
Exact.
and invested in the conversation.
And the same goes for networking events.
Okay.
When we approach someone with a genuine desire to listen and learn about their experiences,
Yeah.
we're much more likely to make a lasting impression
Okay.
than if we're just trying to sell ourselves or promote our own agenda.
So it's about shifting our focus
Yes,
from
yeah.
what can I get out of this interaction
Mhm.
to how can I connect with this person
Yes,
on a genuine level.
precisely.
Right.
And active listening can even enhance our creativity and problem-solving abilities.
Really? How so?
Well, when we truly listen to others,
Yeah.
we open ourselves up to new perspectives and ideas.
Okay.
We learn to see things from different angles,
Uh-huh.
which can spark our own creativity,
Yeah.
lead to more innovative solutions.
It's like active listening is this key
It is.
that unlocks a whole new world of possibilities,
It is. Wow.
both in our personal and professional life.
Absolutely. And the best part is active listening is a skill we can all develop with practice.
Okay.
The more we do it, the
Yeah.
more natural and effortless it becomes.
Right. This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've gained a whole new appreciation for the power of active listening.
Me too. It's amazing how such a simple act can have such a profound impact on our relationships and our lives.
I'm really starting to see how nonverbal communication and active listening go hand in hand.
They do.
It's like two sides of the same coin,
Yes,
both essential for creating those meaningful
absolutely.
and authentic connections.
Absolutely. And when we can master both of these skills,
Yeah.
we become more effective communicators in every aspect of our lives.
I'm feeling inspired to put all of this into practice.
Me too.
It's like we've been given this whole new way of seeing the world,
It is.
like through this lens of nonverbal communication and active listening.
And it's amazing how much we miss when we're not paying attention.
Yeah. It's like we've been walking around with blinders on.
Exactly. And now the blinders are off.
Yeah, and we can see all these subtle cues and signals that we never even noticed before.
It's exciting.
It is. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
But I imagine it can also be a little overwhelming for people
Oh, yeah.
who are just starting to learn about this stuff.
Absolutely.
It's like we've thrown a lot of information at them
A lot.
in a short amount of time.
Yeah. So for our listeners who are feeling a little overwhelmed
Yes.
and maybe don't know where to start.
Yeah, what's one small thing they can do today to kind of start incorporating these ideas
Yes.
into their interactions?
I would say pick one technique that really resonated with you.
Oh.
And just make a conscious effort to use it in your next conversation.
Okay, just one thing
Just one thing.
to focus on.
Maybe it's focusing on maintaining good eye contact.
Okay.
Maybe it's using open and inviting body language.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it's practicing the art of paraphrasing
Okay.
to show that you're truly listening.
So it's about taking that one small step
Yes.
rather than trying to do everything at once.
Exactly. Progress over perfection.
Yes, love that.
Don't get discouraged if you find yourself slipping back into old habits, right? We all do that.
We all do. It's normal. Just gently guide yourself back on track.
Back on the path.
Exactly.
And keep practicing.
The more we practice, the better we get.
Absolutely. The more you do it, the more natural and effortless it will become.
It's like learning any new skill.
It is.
It takes time and patience.
Yes.
And a willingness to kind of embrace the messy, imperfect process.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
We all have room to grow and improve our communication skills.
Absolutely.
And the more we do it,
Yeah.
the more connected and fulfilling our relationships will become.
So well said.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a truly fascinating deep dive
It has.
into the world of nonverbal communication and active listening.
It really has.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired
Me too.
to put all of this into practice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's amazing how much power we have
We do.
to shape our interactions,
Yes.
create more meaningful connections, simply by paying attention to our body language and practicing the art of truly listening.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. And on that note,
Yes.
we'll leave you with this final thought to ponder.
Ooh, I like it.
What if we all made a conscious effort
Okay.
to be a little more present in our interaction,
Yes.
to listen a little more deeply, and to communicate with a little more empathy and understanding?
Wow.
What kind of world could we create?
That's a beautiful question.
It is, and one that I hope we all continue to explore together.
Me too.
Until next time. Keep diving deep, my friends.